Hi. So today I need to make some pesto because I've got a ton of basil and we kind of need some more. Like I like to freeze it and save it for use later on. Um, we got the kids outside. G had a birthday party this morning, so we were exhausted. But we have to make some pesto. So I have my mini food processor here. I zested up one lemon and then I have I don't know, like 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. Um, I also grated up like a pound of Parmesan cheese, and I decided to cut up some little pieces. So I've got some little cubes of Parmesan cheese here. I've got some shredded. I've got my basil. We've got some pine nuts, some olive oil, salt and pepper. And I think that's all I need. I'm pretty much just kind of doing this from memory. I don't really have like a recipe for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and start putting some basil in. You basically just put all of these ingredients inside your food processor and let it go. And then you can kind of like season to taste. So this is just how I make it. And I kind of go by smell. I've never really, like I said, I don't measure a lot. I like to measure a lot with my heart. So when I have a cold, it's interesting when I cook because I over season everything because I can't smell anything. And I might actually have to do 2 batches. Like I'll put like half of the basil and stuff in there now, and I'll put half when it kind of like blends down. I'm basically just taking the leaves off here. Last time I made, now I don't have a huge food processor because I really don't use it. I don't really make things in such big batches and quantities. So I have this mini one, and I think I don't even know how many cups it is, but I have this mini one. So whenever I make this, I have to like cover it because things start coming out the side. So I've got like a little bit of basil in there. I'm gonna just toss in. I've got like a handful of the cubed Parmesan. So I figured that the closer that this stuff is to the blades, the better. All right, so I'm just gonna like toss in, like I've got like a handful of the cubed Parmesan. I also have some of the shredded, so you can kind of toss them in there, I guess. And do that. Might as well toss in. I'm gonna do 4 cloves of garlic to start with, and about a 1/4 cup of pine nuts. This adds like that nice nutty flavor to it. Okay. And I guess I can add the zest in as well. I zested 1 lemon. I like a lot of lemon zest. We'll juice some of it as well. Okay. Get that guy in there. And this is like, I mean, it's super easy and quick to make. So I just haven't had a chance to do it and record it during the week. It was a busy week for us. And hopefully, once I start blending this up, and you don't have to be too precise, I mean, just make sure that you get a lot of the big stems off. So I'm gonna just kind of like, I mean, that's in there pretty good. So I'm gonna put that much in there for now. Put some salt and pepper. My pepper shaker is dying. Like I said, it always seems like I'm putting a lot of like salt and pepper, but the grinders are just really slow. Okay, let me put some salt in there. Salt is really good. Pepper, I don't know, for some reason, my pepper grinder is like, I don't know, I think it's on its way out. All right, so we've got that, and then let's put some olive oil in here. Oh, like usually when I'm cooking, I'll add more olive oil. So this is pretty concentrated, what I make. And what I'll do is I don't have a bunch of little containers, so I have these little silicone cupcake liners, and I'll just fill in however much I want in here. Okay, and next I'm gonna put in some of this lemon juice here. So I'm gonna kind of eyeball it. Maybe like the juice of one lemon. This adds a nice little citrusy note to it, obviously, because it's lemon. All right, so we're gonna get this guy in here. This is like the juice of half. This is a very juicy lemon, I will say. Okay. All right. I think that's good for now. We'll kind of smell it and see how it smells afterwards. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on, and I don't always do this right, so I'm gonna put this on, and we're just gonna kind of let this go, and then we'll add more basil in after. So all right, it smells really good. So there's still some chunks in there, but it looks like the Parmesan cheese, they haven't really like chopped up. I'll show you what it looks like right now if I can get a piece. I'm gonna have to put more basil in here and let it go a little bit longer, but like it looks like that right now. So it might have been a little harder than I thought it was. So I'm gonna add some more basil in here. Now that there's more space in there, add more basil. Okay. Okay, so that was like 1 container of basil, and this is 2.5 ounces. So this went in there. Then I have another container, so I'm gonna make lots and lots of pesto. And like I said, this is pretty concentrated because I like it to be kind of a thick paste. So this way, when I go to use it, I can add as much olive oil as I want, because sometimes I just need the flavor, and sometimes I need it to be like a sauce. A lot of the pesto that you get in the store, like the jarred pesto, it's pretty like you've got a lot of oil in it. And then the fresh pesto, I noticed, that one is pretty much like this. It's more like a paste. Okay. It smells really good. Okay. I'm going to let this go a couple times because that Parmesan cheese was not ground up very well. Even though I did put it on grind. I didn't put it on chop. So maybe this time I'll do the chop function because I think it goes like the other way. Well, grind I thought would have been better. All right. So I've got kind of, it's packed in there. Let's make sure that this is actually like secured in there. Not sure if it's supposed to click in, but it's fine. Okay, click, and let's go again. Oh, that's it. I think I have to put it on top. All right, I think so that chopped up some stuff. Let me see. Well, I've still got like whole leaves in here, so let's go on to the grind function next. Yep, that's looking really good. I still got some of those chunks with those Parmesan. I think maybe the Parmesan was a little too hard, but that's okay. I'm gonna add some more basil. This is what it's looking like now. And I'm gonna add a little bit more Parmesan in there. Maybe like a handful. What is that, like a quarter cup? It's about a quarter cup. It definitely, I don't, you know what? Why don't we put a little bit more garlic? I have 2 more cloves of garlic. Toss those in. You can never have too much garlic. Okay. I think I'll end up using the rest of this. We used to actually have fresh basil like growing, but it ended up being like way too much. So we had to kind of kill the plant because we had so much basil. I didn't know what to do with it. I mean, we had like jars and jars of pesto. It was crazy. And we were trying to give some of the basil away. And everybody was like, no, stop giving us basil. It was really cool because we had different kinds of basil. So we had lemon basil, we had lime basil, Thai basil, just regular basil. And there was one more that we had, and I can't remember what it was, but you could actually taste the difference in the different kinds of basil. I was pretty shocked because I didn't realize that they had such different tastes until we started growing all of them. Okay, so that's the rest of the basil that I had. That's about 5 ounces of basil. So we're gonna kind of smush that guy in there. You know what, let's put the juice of the other half of the lemon in there. So this way it's got something to kind of blend into. And then I'll probably pour in a little bit more olive oil just to kind of give it like that nice richness. Usually the pine nuts and the olive oil give it the richness, so we're gonna go with that. Okay. All right, got that. Then let's do a little bit more olive oil. Okay, it's probably about a tablespoon-ish. All right, and let it go again. Trying to see if the leaves are still there. Oh, I still got a little bit of leaves in there, so we're gonna kind of go again. All right. Basically, all I'm looking for right now is to just make sure that the leaves have been ground up. Perfect. This looks absolutely amazing. I'm gonna scrape this down. And I'm not even going to add like more salt and pepper into this. I think that I think it'll be fine. I mean, if not, when you're cooking, you can always add a little bit more like I said, olive oil, or if you want to add some more like salt and stuff, you can. But the Parmesan cheese is actually quite salty as it is. Okay, so I'll plug this. Take it off, and this is what it looks like. Like you can see, it's like a paste, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start adding these into these little, like I said, they're like little cupcake liners. This is pretty concentrated, so you don't really need a lot in each one. But I'm going to put probably I'm going to freeze these. And then when they're frozen, I'm going to pop them out and just put them in like a little Ziploc baggie. Like I have a lot of recipes that call for pesto, and it's like I hate to open up a brand new jar or defrost a whole container, just use a little bit because I don't like to refreeze stuff like this. So I just put about that much into the cupcake liner. It's probably about like a third of the way full. And I think that that should be just enough. So, go. And that Parmesan, it just got all blended up. So it's like this beautiful green, smooth pesto. And if you don't like, if you like a more chunky pesto, you can obviously blend it for less time. But I like mine a little smooth. And you can obviously add more pine nuts as well if you want that like nutty kind of flavor. I don't even know if you need to add that, but I like it. It adds a nice little taste. But I am going to continue filling these up and pop them in the freezer, but that's it. It's so easy to make pesto. So hopefully you can give it a try and hopefully you like it.